Hey carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. Welcome to episode 5? Yeah, welcome to episode 5 of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I hope you guys are ready for this, because I'm not. This will go great, I'm sure. Right. Okay, so we still haven't gotten any of the skills quite up to the level. If I recall right, we have to hit 33, and we're at 29 is our highest skill. Yeah, I think 29 is our highest. So we need at least 4 more perception? Yeah, that math checks out. Well, right. We are somewhat stressed, but not enough to need to rest yet. And yeah. Do any of our friends have birthdays right now? Late wet. Late pollen. Sorry, I forget when people's birthdays are. Okay, I don't think anyone here has a birthday currently, which is good. Well, more birthdays would mean I could give them more. Basically, gifts are worth more when you give them on someone's birthday. That's the whole reason I care. They don't quite have infinite gifts yet. One day. Someday. Actually, maybe I do. No, I do not have infinite gifts yet. I have a lot of logs. Those are very useful. I don't currently have any skill bonuses, so I could really do anything right now. I don't want to sneak out with my stress already so high. Probably do some biology then? Yeah, sure, life sciences. You're bringing supplies to the med bay when you see something unusual. Tangent curled up on a bench, her head pillowed on a rolled up lab coat. She's fast asleep. You could stop and stare. You stop and stare. You never see Tang sleeping. She's always so busy. You're surprised she even has time to nap. You turn to leave her in peace when you bump into Anemone. Whoa, Anemone says. She hardly ever sleeps. Like, just a couple of hours a night. Is she sick or something? You look back at Tangent, snoozing peacefully. I'm so jealous of her genetic enhancement, Anemone says, rubbing at one of the scales sprouting on her jawline. She hardly needs to sleep at all. She probably stayed up all night studying for this morning's history test. There was a test? There was a test? Me? I flunked it, Anemone says matter-of-factly. No biggie, though. If I didn't have to sleep, I'd probably play games instead of studying anyway. Tang's hollow palm beeps a soft alarm. She sits up and stretches, looking totally refreshed and alert. She sees you watching her and looks annoyed. Just a power nap, she says. No reason to gawk. Get to work. There is a reason to gawk if you have a genetic enhancement that lets you never sleep. Man, I'd love that genetic enhancement IRL, bruh. Win. Oh, I could have gotten more kudos if I got equal. I mean, the actual biology was probably better. But still, done. Next month. Do do do. I don't think anyone's birthday is till late pollen, right? Yeah, late pollen. This week in biology class, you're studying sugar bugs. This native species looks like purple marshmallows about the size of your fist, all puffy and squishy and kind of cute. They don't move or do much, but if you tickle them, they exude an edible syrup from a hole at the top of their bodies. And now, says Professor Hal, you're going to dissect one. Uh, 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 I think my character's been kind of. I don't think I've been popping the cows and stuff like that. I think. Hey, Cal likes that. Instead, you and Cal write an essay about the strange creatures. Cal looks relieved. I'm taking mine home with me, he says, petting it sweetly. It spurts out a bit of syrup and Cal laughs. I think that means she's happy. While researching for the essay, you learn that the sugar bug can actually regenerate after being cut into tiny pieces. That's how it reproduces. Your teacher was probably planning to surprise you with that fact. The morning after the dissection, the classroom is filled with whole happy sugar bugs once more. Oh, that's actually really cool. I completely forgot that, bruh. Oh wait. Yeah, big numbers. Big numbers. Yeah, I think that's the best I can do. Win. You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you, eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. I bet you don't even know what day today is. It's Valentine's Day. No, you dummy, Mars starts, and then pauses and gives you a suspicious look. Wait, what did you say? Well, anyway, today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Dis and Tammy wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, Mars explains, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. Really? I haven't heard about that one. If anyone watching knows if that's true or not, feel free to tell me. But I've always eaten any Valentine's Day sweets I got. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. Tammy cocks her head. Why pigs? Before Mars can answer, Dis snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Mars shouts at his back, well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink. I know who my best friend will be. Yeah, it's not you, Mars. It's gonna be Dis. But Mars bats eyes jokingly. Oh, really? Who could it be? She asks playfully. It's just Dis. It's just Dis. If he's interested. I'm gonna tell all the other kids about it, Mars says. So you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day, or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, good luck with that. I'm gonna go talk to Dis. You find Dis watching the jungle through a gap in the fence, kicking the dirt with his toe. He's quiet when you walk up. He must be in one of his moods. with him. You sit and watch the jungle with him for a while. You ask if he sneaks out there. You know he sneaks out there often. You sneak out with him. Dis nods quietly. A few times, yeah. There's a way through behind the garrison building. You both sit in silence again for a long while, until he breaks it by saying, "It's really nice out there." I want to be best friend to annoy Mars. Definitely not because, we're pals or anything. Definitely not. You explain that of course you aren't taking it seriously. You just think it would be funny. He looks at you and shrugs. "Sure, I guess," he says, then looks back out at the forest. "It is kind of funny. It's a stupid thing anyway." Well, you guys are 12, 11 years old. Yeah. When I was 11, I definitely thought stuff like that was just silly too, except for the extra candy. That stuff was great. Are you gonna be upset, Mars? So, yeah, slate pollen. Here, I got you a present. I don't have any yellow flowers, so... And I know you don't like mushwood logs. Do you like medicinal roots? "Oh, you remembered my birthday," Tammy exclaims. "Thank you so much, Selene." Yeah, I did. I definitely didn't have to check, because I thought I knew it was sometime in pollen, but didn't remember when. Mars is in a huff. "Ah, because you didn't pick her for Valentine's Day?" Seems like nobody picked her." Yeah. She crosses her arms and scowls at you. "I can't believe you chose Dis over me." "Whatever," Mars mutters, tossing her hair. "I'm just too mature for kids my age. The older kids get me, even if you don't." "Look, Mars, I don't mind you, but you have some growing up to do. I know you'll get there eventually, but for now you're a little bit of a brat. Just a little." Right, now it's time to take a break. Yep, definitely time to take a break. Relax in the lounge. I'll hang out with... I'll hang out with Anemone, sure. "Hey, friendo," Anemone says. "I was just gonna get out of here, but you can come with me. I'm gonna play some sports ball." It's so much for relaxing. Anemone grabs you by the arm and marches you to the sports ball pitch, where she strikes up a great game of sports ball that's not strictly regulation. You make up your own rules, even roping her three younger brothers into playing. They're young and they kind of suck at stuff, but it's still fun. Those are both good cards, I'll leave them. Early dust, huh? Ah, yes. Anemone herself. Where are you, Anemone? Need to give you a gift. Have a Xeno egg. "Cool, thanks," Anemone says, taking the egg. "I guess it is my birthday this week. I kind of forgot." "Oh, you need to talk to me?" Dust is such a hot, dry season. Sorry, dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertunan jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm, and you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, gooseberry. Your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mum and I are gathering crops from actual Vertunan dirt this week. Sure, that sounds neat. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly, not what you'd expected, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables are ready to harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Vertumnalia festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate, Selene. Yes? Gonna show off? Hey, Cal is kneeling in the dirt, blah blah blah. Want to hear a fun... Wait, what? Lol, I thought everything grew from chopped up pieces of bigger things. I mean, that's how it works for potatoes and onions. I guess I must have never thought about how babies are made, huh? Oh dear. Want to hear a fun nature fact? You recently overheard the children learning how to count by studying Hopeyes. Hopeyes have 1 foot and 2 tail forks and 3 stomachs and 4 eyes. And if you see 5 of them together, that's lucky. Cal laughs, finishing the mnemonic for you. Mnemonic? It's just mnemonic, right? For you. Wait, how did they find out that Hopeyes have 3 stomachs? I don't want to know. Hey, log. Mushwood. Okay. What do I need to do? I'm at 0 stress, so I should probably head out. Sneak out through the drain pipe. You stop for lunch, eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouses. A watermelon. Not just a whole freaking watermelon. Nice and sweet, like a more solid potato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds. Practice spitting seeds. You take the challenge seriously, lining up targets and keeping score. Your aim improves. Geoponics engineers have set up a worksite here, using the roboplow to tear up the ground and prep it for farming. You don't want them to see you. They'll send you home for sure. Take a closer look. You creep up and try and learn something about this operation. The roboplow is making so much noise that you feel comfortable sneaking closer. Probably a lot closer than you should. One of the farmers starts walking your way. Make yourself invisible. Fast. This is the best I'll be able to do. Win. You skulk around under the trees at the edge of their operation. The loud grinding of the roboplow hides any noise you might have made. You walk into a clearing and immediately stop in your tracks. There's a Unisaur here. You've seen them before, but they still fill you with a sense of awe. Eat some snacks while you watch. You take a break and pull some snacks from your pack. The Unisaur's ears twitch back and forth and it swivels its head to look directly at you. There's a tense moment where you're not sure if you're supposed to run or stay still. Eventually, the Unisaur turns tail and bounds out of the clearing. Aww. I want a Unisaur. You let your mind wander as you're walking and bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blobgrass. Totally transparent, the sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore, especially once they start glomming to your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to the visible signs of this blobgrass field. And there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. Look for a path through it. Hmm. Ooh, so close. There it is. Sorry, there it is. You can hop along from that rock to that fallen log, then climb over those pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blobgrass. You spend a bunch of time on it though, and it takes some tricky balancing. It's tiring. It's basically the floor is lava. Yeah, this is what it is. You can do it. You come across a cluster of mush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you were older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. Give them a friendly pat. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not the tree though, but a camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks a little like an octopus, or a starfish. Lots of long legs wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. Aw, I think we already got that one, but still cute. Hey, glowing collectibles. That'll make my life a little. Hey, first perk! Nice. You're minding your own business when you stumble into. It's hot. The two suns are beating down on you, and the ground is cracked and parched, and so are you. Ahead is a long stretch with no trees, just the merciless heat of the sun scorching the ground. Look for a shady route through it. You spend some time going the long way round, taking shelter under some mush trees. It's still sweltering in the shade, but not as bad. As you come to a bend in the path, movement catches the corner of your eye. There's something up on top. Ah, right, yes, him again. I'll find another way still. You spot Surveyor Utopia on the path. It looks like she's setting up some kind of equipment. If she catches you sneaking out, you'll be in trouble for sure. You stumble on a root, and Utopia's head flies up. She scans the trees in your direction. Sneak up and watch what she's doing. She's setting up a hive for photograph drones. She unpacks a pyramid-shaped box and stands back. When she activates it, hundreds of tiny flying robots shoot out of the top and spread out over the canopy, taking photographs and readings from everything in the area. In a few hours, they'll return and automatically combine their data of the area and everything in it. You make a note to stay out of sight while they're active. You don't want to get caught. No, no, I don't. Right. You come across a float cow that seems to be ill. Figure out what's wrong with her. You take a closer look at the float cow. You've heard they float using a certain ratio of liquid to gas in their membranous bladders. So after some consideration, you figure out that the bladder on her back must be too full of liquid. Okay. I might actually try popping the float cow, because that would let the liquid out, right? If this kills the float cow, I'm going to be very upset. Pop the float cow. There's nothing for it. You have to pop her dorsal bladder and let the liquid drain out, or she'll never be able to flip over. She struggles, yeah, as you open your utility knife and jab it into her bladder. Immediately, you're drenched by a hot explosion of what you hope is milk. I need to learn how to milk a float cow, bruh. Gross, gross, gross. The float cow spirals away as the sudden jetson of liquid propels her away from you. You hope she's okay, but you are decidedly not okay with how you smell now. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. I'm fine going home after that. I need a shower. And to pray that I didn't kill a float cow. It is time, once more, for Vertumnalia. The mood of the colony has been muted this year, ever since the attack during Glow. Though everything is still cheerfully decorated, and the feast table is still heavy with food, mostly soy rations. This Vertumnalia just feels different in a way you can't describe. The colonists gather in the square for Governor Udicott's speech. What a year Vertumna has given us, the governor begins, in her weedy voice. I stand before you, so proud of everything the colony has accomplished in such a short time. I have always hoped that we would bring with us the best facets of humanity: cooperation, resilience, and creativity. And the events of this year have given me no reason to doubt my convictions. These creatures were unexpected, but I urge everyone to consider what it means for life here. If Vertumna can sustain megafauna, then that means conditions are good for us as well. Our friends in geoponics are already working on the logistics of domesticating the wildlife. Your dad, as second cultivator, stands and gives a sheepish wave to the crowd. There is a smattering of applause. Mars elbows you. Hey, she whispers. Did you hear? My dad says Udicot's gonna announce the depot's open to the public. You shoot her a questioning look and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping? Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up? There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice smelling soap, not the boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovids from Earth, especially the ones Mars likes, but you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. My dad gives me an allowance, Mars says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Mars tune back into the speeches just as Udicott, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Mars gives you a knowing look as she claps. Udicott gestures for the council members to stand. Finally, the council remains unchanged from last year. We are, as always, proud to serve you and the colony as your government. The music starts up as Governor Udicott finishes. Thank you all for your hard work and your perseverance this year, she says, over the ruckus. Together, we build the future. The crowd disperses and sets up for the annual Virtunalia Games. Just like last year, there's a talent show, a science fair, and bot wrestling. Now with an obstacle course. Which one do you participate in this year? Science fair. Your competitor for the science fair is, predictably, Tangent. Her project is on the tensile strength of various building materials, concluding that mushwood is the best choice when you consider not just strength but also sustainability and ease of use. Tammy flakes out this year on her actual project, but her booth is nicely decorated. She spent so long on the decorations that she didn't have any time to do an experiment. The judges want to know what you've been working on. Present your project. Mm. Mm. Witten. Done. In secret, you've been working on a social experiment about delayed gratification. You've been sneakily studying the adults, taking notes on their snacking habits and their mood. You found out that Seek and Dr. Instance rarely eat sweets, but Utopia and Antecedent do it all the time. You correlate this with their attention span when you see them tackle frustrating problems. You know, problems you can control and repeat, like if a child backtalks to them. The judges are impressed with your methodology. Instance, perhaps, a little begrudgingly. They award you first place. Uh, not a fan of a kid repeatedly bugging you to see your reaction, huh? After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much needed break. Mars organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults, and brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on top of the western wall with Dis. launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. The walls seemed like a neat place to hang out and relax, much quieter than the lounge if you're looking for some solitude. Done. Nice. Okay, I should probably leave it here for today. Uh, Honestly, that seems like a very suitable place to stop an episode, just after, well, a nice festival, as it were. So I will see you next time, and yeah, we have our first perk now. Interesting. Glowing collectibles, huh? Good stuff. Now we just need to get like toughness and bravery and biology. Yeah, well, we'll see where this goes. Until next time.